Hello Marconi family, and welcome back to another Try It Out Tuesday. This week we are making paper flowers. So all you need is some paper. If you have colorful paper, that's even better. If you just have plain white computer paper, we can work with that too, and you'll have some beautiful white flowers. You could also color in your paper ahead of time if you do want to add some pattern or design. Or just some color to your blank white page. But I'm just going to use regular old colorful paper. So I have some green sheets and then a variety of other colors here. I've got some purple, some blue, yellow, red, orange, a little bit of everything. So that's all you need, along with a glue stick and a pair of scissors. If you also have a pencil and ruler handy, that would be wonderful as well. So again, today you just need paper, glue stick, scissors, ruler, pencil. Once you have all your supplies gathered, go ahead and continue playing the video. As a reminder, if you need a shortcut to pause the video, instead of fiddling around to find the pause button on the screen, you can just click your space bar on your keyboard, and that should pause the video for you. When you're ready to continue, you can hit that space bar again or the play button on the screen. And tape. I forgot to say tape is a supply that you need today, but you definitely need some good old Scotch tape. Okay, so first you're going to start off with your colorful paper, whatever color that you want to choose for the petals. You're going to fold it in half lengthwise. Once you have a nice clean, crisp edge on that, what we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler and just draw a nice straight line along the top here, about half an inch down from the top there. So this is my folded side. So you're going to measure down from, wait, that's not right. Self-confused for a minute there. But yes, so this is right. Whatever side is got the fold, you are measuring from the top there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my line, now that I know I'm putting in the right spot, just a half inch from there. Just a nice straight line. If you don't have a ruler, just do your best to make it straight, or use the edge of a notebook or something like that. So I don't know if you can, ooh, that's really light. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a pencil mark. And what we're going to use that mark for is, now we're going to be cutting at the bottom where our flaps are. We're going to be cutting all the way up to that line. Woo. Cut all the way up to that line, and you're going to stop right when you get to the line. So when I'm making these cuts, I want to make them as thin as I can. If you want to make thicker, you can, but it won't look quite as delicate if you do thicker lines or thicker cuts. So you can kind of see, I'm really trying to get them as thin as possible. I'm going to keep cutting like that all the way across. Okay, so there we have all of our fringy fringe. If your hand's not tired yet, then you must have some incredible hands. Okay, so to make our stems, you can either make them with paper, like I did. This is how they turn out at the end, spoiler. Or you can use anything that you'd like to put a flower on top of. So if you want to put a flower on top of a pencil or your favorite pen that keeps wandering away, you can put it on those things as well. If you do decide to make a paper stem, all it is cutting off a slice of paper, rolling it up really tight, and tape it shut. I taped it a couple points, so I taped it at the top and then down a little bit and down a little bit more because the paper does try to unravel a little bit. So if you want to make a paper stem, just roll it up. Otherwise, you can find whatever you'd like to put a flower on around the house, something long and skinny. Great. So now you have your flower stem and all of your beautiful fringy petals. So what we're going to do is we are going to tape this on to our stem. So you're just going to take a little piece of tape and attach it to the end, just like that. And then you're going to add your stem on there. And you're going to start wrapping your petals around the stem. Ooh, just going to curve all the way around. If you want, as you go, to kind of tack this down with some glue stick, you can. But the most important thing is when you get to the end here, is just securing that with a piece of tape. So we got to the end, we're going to take another piece of tape and get that on there. Nice and snug. Great. So now we've got our petals attached to our stem, and I'm just going to bend out all of my petals just a couple at a time. Some of them you can bend a little bit more, some of them less. And you'll get a kind of beautiful dandelion looking flower. Or I guess since this one's purple, kind of looks like a thistle. But this one's not pokey, so I'm okay with that. And there you have it. So that's our first variation of the flower. Now our second variation is, if you, like me, got a little bit confused about which way to cut our paper the first time, we have another flower that you can make by folding that way. So I'm going to make that one in blue. So for our blue, we're going to fold it in half. And this time, we're going to put our line along the top here. So just like before, we're going to draw a line, but it's going to be along the open end this time. So make sure your fold is nice and even and crisp, that long ways. Fold in your paper. And once you're happy with that, get your line on the page. Again, so this is for the other way we can make a flower. If you draw your line along the open end of the page, you're still going to be cutting up to that line, but this time your flower is going to turn out completely different. So instead of having this thistly kind of flower, we're going to have a completely different looking flower. So I'm excited to show you how that turns out. But same thing as before, otherwise we're just cutting nice and thin up to our pencil line, and we're going to keep those thinner if you're able. It is harder to see if you're doing small cuts, so whatever you're comfortable with, it will look beautiful, whether you're doing thick or thin cuts. Okay, so that is all of my fringe on this one. So this time, you don't have any ends. So that's how you know if you're making the purple flower or the blue flower. Purple flower, after you're done cutting, you have ends, and the blue flower, you don't have any fringy ends. You have a fringy middle. So if you have a fringy middle, go ahead and make your stem, and then I will show you what we're gonna do with these petals for our blue flower. So I have my second stem now, and my blue flower with all the fringe on the inside. So what we're gonna do is we're going to unfold it and fold it back in on itself. So you kind of have like a heart shape there. And this is where you have to have a glue stick. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take these thick sections and glue it down. But you don't wanna glue it straight on. So you don't wanna glue it so it matches up exactly like that. You want it shifted over just a little bit like that. I hope you can see that. So not straight on like this, but shift it over just a little bit like that and glue stick all the way down. So I'm gonna actually just take my glue stick and go along the whole edge first and then stick it down. Got my glue, fold it over and stick it down. Okay, once you have that glued, make sure you press it firmly. You should have something kind of like this. I've got a couple crazy petals in there that did not want to bend, but I think that's okay. Art is not perfect. I know mine isn't. So once you have all of that, now you have a whole different type of flower petal. So we got our purple thistle and our blue petals, which we can now attach to our stem. So just like before, you're going to take a piece of tape, put it on the end of your flower there, your petals, and stick that right on to the top of your stem. Just like before, you're just gonna roll it around. And this one's gonna be a lot fluffier because all these petals have a lot of volume to them. And just like before, when you get to the end, you just have a little bit left, take another piece of tape, and you're going to secure that. There you go. And this one you don't have to fluff as much. It's pretty much already fluffed for you. And so that's two different ways to make a paper flower. You could also add, if you wanted to add some more volume to this one, you could do another set of petals and attach it down below, because that'll fill out down longer. And again, get creative with these. If you want to put paper flowers on the end of your pen that's always wandering away, or on the end of pipe cleaners, and then you could use those pipe cleaners to turn it into, I don't know, a wreath or anything you want really. You could fill up a vase with these. Be creative and have fun and enjoy that even when you make mistakes like I did today and started off with this guy when I meant to start off with this guy, you can still turn it into something really fun and beautiful. So I hope that you enjoyed trying this out with me today, and that you'll make some more paper flowers today, and let us know how they turn out. We would love to see them. We'd love to hear from you, and I hope you have a great day.